Hey, welcome back to the stream. I got something special for you guys today. I was in another Discord chat called Shellback Tech, which is a nonprofit that provides gaming consoles to disabled veterans. And I came across a video that the I think Travis is the one that runs Shellback Tech. He posted about this guy named Justin, and I figured I'd bring him onto my show and share some story and talk about community and how much video games help with dealing with the injuries of war. So with further ado, I'm gonna bring on Justin.
How's it going?
Hey, what's up, man?
Not much. Just just been working on some t-shirt designs today, and yeah, they're kind of funny.
Nice t-shirt designs. What's that? What's that about?
So, I have two different ones, or two different stores, I should say. One's the Salty Vet, which is like kind of like raunchy military humor, some of it, and some of them are like, you know. And then I have another one that is called Hallboys Customs, which that's my last name. My brother, he runs a fencing company called Hallboys Fencing and Deck. So I figured why not Hallboys Customs, you know. So,
So it's
but
called
today I
Salt.
made some that was Chinese symbols. It looks like Chinese symbols, but really it's like a man and woman and doggy, and
Oh my
I have
goodness.
it is, and underneath it,
so
underneath
so
it, it says passion.
so tell me about you. Tell me about your military service.
uh, I joined the army in 2009, EOD. I did bomb school training down in uh, Huntsville, Alabama, at Redstone Arsenal. Um, Me and four other guys were actually the very first people ever fast tracked through the bomb school training. Uh, so that's kind of cool. Um, there was a day I was doing my bomb suit training and my ribs cracked,
Mm,
which which it was just a pop, so I didn't know,
still sucks.
but it was just sore,
Mm-hmm.
no big deal, just muscle through it. Um, then a couple weeks later, I anticipated movement, which one does not do. And
Mm.
uh, so I had to drop. And while I was doing a push up, my ribs actually fully popped, which is later,
Ooh.
like it was seriously like 7 months later, I found out they broke at that point.
Oh man,
But
holy cow.
when I'd breathe in, I could barely breathe because my ribs were broken.
Mm-hmm.
But we ran 6 miles, and I was screamed at constantly, told I
Oh
needed
man.
intestinal fortitude because I was falling out of the run.
Oh yeah, I love that, right? That's a great motivational. Testicular
Yeah,
fortitude. Come on now. It's like, yeah, can't breathe, but thanks. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Cool story. Like I never fall out. I'm always at I was at the front of B group. I'm like 40 yards behind B group, so
Mm.
maybe something's going on.
No, you're just being
But
lazy, right? That's the military.
yeah, oh yeah.
No,
I
everything's
was just
fine. Here's some water.
I was, I was I was being a shitbag that morning, man. No big deal. So so like it was 7 months later, after tons of physical therapy and like all kinds of MRIs, CT scans,
Mm-hmm.
everything. I went to a neurologist, and he said to bring him all my military or all my records from the base, bring them to him. He says the very first two X-rays I took, the first one shows a hairline fracture. The second one shows two broken ribs. And he said what happened was when they did treatment for muscle therapy, when they did the electrodes, that the bone basically worked like kind of like a saw or knife on
Mm-hmm.
the muscles and nerves in my back. So, yeah,
Man.
and I was medically chaptered out, and then moved out to Seattle. Spent several years out there.
Mm-hmm.
Moved to Utah. Spent several years out there, and then finally moved back to South Carolina in 2017. Got married in 2019 in January.
Congratulations on
March.
the 1.5 year mark.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna be over soon.
Oh
So
no.
Yeah. So
Oh,
we
man.
we got married January 15th. March 8th, I was paralyzed, like fully paralyzed from this disease. Yeah.
Holy shit.
No honeymoon, nothing. But then did tons of physical therapy. So I was paralyzed and then medically induced coma for 2 weeks.
Oh my
When I
God.
came to, all I could do was this right here, and I couldn't even see, but like maybe this far in front of me. Um, it was wild. Like I had to put up a sheet of paper and point to letters,
Oh
and I would
man.
blink once. I would
Wow.
blink when they got to the letter, and then I have to spell out every sentence
That must have been
until I
annoying as
could
shit.
learn how to.
But
Oh God, it was, it was. And then
yeah.
like I spelled out eventually I spelled out the sentence, ask me yes or no questions. So I could blink once for yes and two for no. Like, it was ridiculous. But I got to where I could mouth words,
Mhm.
and then I got to where I could move so I couldn't move, and I begged my family to go get me a cell phone.
Mhm.
And they're like, you can't use the cell phone. What do you want a cell phone for? They got it for me, and I could barely move my fingers at that point when they got it. Within a week, I could text.
Yeah, that's motivation though. I mean, that's repetitive
It's,
therapy and
yeah, but it's crazy. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't even see what because I had to down here like this, and I had to like rest it on my, and I'm just like trying to see, but I couldn't really see, so I was sending people fucked up sentences.
well, I do that anyway, so you had a good reason to.
Finally, an excuse. But I spent about a month in Charleston at MUSC,
Mhm.
and then I was transferred to Augusta, to the VA in Augusta, and I spent about 4 months doing physical therapy there. And the second week I was there, I got my trach removed and went on this like camping trip that they do for the spinal cord unit,
Mhm.
and they had VR. I could still barely move my arms at this point. Like I could bend my right arm. I could bend it like this,
Mhm.
and my left one, I could bend it up about that far, and that was it. But they had VR there,
That's awesome.
and I've been playing games since I was 3. So I was like, I want that VR.
Nice.
So I was in there playing Beat Saber, like flailing around and shit, but I was able to move my arms because I wasn't even thinking of it like, oh, I need to do this or do that. I was just, oh, it's a game. Boom.
So how did it feel when you first strapped on those VR goggles and you were able to do things you couldn't do months prior?
I didn't even think about it. I was just because I was playing Beat Saber.
Yeah.
So to me, it was like playing Guitar Hero, back in the day.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't even thinking about it like that until afterward. Like, and then the VA they taught me this term, neuroplasticity.
Yep.
So that's where you're learning something new, and your brain creates new pathway, so you're able to do stuff again, and that's legit what it was.
Yeah.
So then they actually had me come down to the VA, and I spoke with the news channel down there, and they did a whole segment on VR therapy for veterans and everything. So that was cool.
So did you actually take part? Was there like a VR therapy, like months of stuff that you can mess with or play with to help with your recovery and neuroplasticity aspect of it?
So there was, but not. The VA's still kind of like on the fence about it. Don't really know if it helps, or they don't really see the benefits because it's older people and they see VR as just, oh, it's just video games.
Mm-hmm.
But really, there's a therapist down there. Her name's Amy, fucking awesome. But what she would do is she would sit. Let's say you're sitting down, right, and she'll put um, a towel over your legs like this, and she connects these nodes to your legs.
Mm-hmm.
And so on the screen that you're looking at, it shows your legs in space. So the biggest thing is you can't feel your legs in space if you can move them. But what that does is it kind of teaches you where your legs are in space, but you're still looking at the screen, and she covers up your legs so you can't see them, and you try to like kick a ball on the screen, like a VR, like kind of a, I don't even know, what's it, the like a character model where they attach the ball.
Yeah,
It's like that. So you
yeah.
try to, so you try to kick a ball on the screen, and it kind of helps you figure out where your legs are in space. So that was always
crazy. Wow.
really cool.
Because I know
It's nuts.
the only thing, like, I know the VA is doing good stuff like that with that, but what I'm used to seeing when it comes to that type of therapy is when you see it in patients who have strokes, that they basically put their arms out and one is in a mirror and no one's not, and they move one hand and then starts making the other hand move. So I guess with the VR aspect, it does more than that, because it tricks your mind, because you see your legs moving and it helps build back that the
connection.
The connections back. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Man, you said this was in what, 2019? So last year.
Yep.
Wow, man. Holy cow.
And that was the thing, that the therapist who was doing all that, she was kind of doing this all of her own volition. So she paid for all the equipment, like all of it. She foot the bill for all of it, because it's not something that the VA would cover, because they, like I said, they're like, it's unproven. So we're not going to invest in something we don't know about. But she did all this, and like seriously life-changing stuff.
That's what was her name?
Her name's, what was her last name? God, her name is Amy.
Amy.
But she's at the downtown VA in Augusta, or the Augusta VA downtown division. Yeah.
We'll have to find her.
Come across Amy at the spinal cord unit. She's a badass.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. It's pretty sad though that the VA wouldn't fund something like that. Especially with
you got to think they're always behind.
Well, that is very true, yeah. And I think, I don't know, like I kind of avoid the VAs. So I got out in 2009. I got injured in 2004 when I was in Iraq. And I refused to go to the VA just because the one in Baltimore that I could go to was horrible at the time. And I was getting much better care. But it's sad that the VA has, in a sense, unlimited funding. And when somebody who is a PhD or somebody who understands that technology, understands how the body works, they need to start investing that, even if it's a small amount of money. It's sad that they had to come out of pocket though. But I hope I kind of want to find more research on it to see if they're still doing it or if they've actually invested money. I think I saw an article about the VA doing it, so maybe Amy was the tip of the spear per se. It was like, we need to get this shit done. So
seriously, she's awesome.
That's crazy, man.
And there's actually, it's really crazy, because there was a guy who came in the day before I got to the VA, and he was able to move his leg. He was in this crazy wreck. Like, I don't know how he lived. I don't know how he lived, seeing the pictures, but he got to where he could actually move his legs before I could move mine. And so he was doing the leg VR stuff and showing like a lot of potential. And then I saw him, I think it was in January, I saw him when I went back for my 6-month evaluation. And I saw him up there, and after he left the VA, he just lost like all that drive, I guess, when he went home, not being surrounded in that constant support system, like physically doing rehab, and then also on the mental side of it, being around a lot of other veterans going through the same thing. There was a lot of regression, and that sucks to see.
No, that's a lot of like what I do. So my whole mission now is to bring that community atmosphere we lost in the military, and it's because of good things like that. When we're around our brothers and sisters that we went to combat with, even if it was so many different units someplace else, it's still the same mentality. It's still the same camaraderie. We still speak that same language, and it turns into a bigger family type thing, right? So, but it seems like
Sure.
VR has been like kind of the gateway for you to get in that community aspect. So how did you come about Shellback? How did you come about getting into um uh you were donated a computer is what I'm hearing. I'm not sure. I think it's a pretty damn computer. I've seen some of the designs, and
Here's the war computer, and
it's all art.
oh my god, badass.
So
So I was so when I came home last July, um, there was like 2 months there where I was still transitioning, trying to figure out like how to live at home. Um, and then once I got past that and started figuring out, okay, I can do this. This is how I do that.
Mhm.
What am I gonna do during the day? So one of my friends was, he had been streaming for several years, and he was just like, "Why don't you stream? Like you love games,
Yeah.
and you can talk to a fucking fly and make friends with its entire family. So just stream." And I was like, "All right." So I started streaming on Mixer, and go Mixer.
Yeah, right. You mean Facebook
So-
gaming now?
Yeah, and no. So I started streaming on there and built up a community. And somebody come in there one day and was like, "You should check out Shellback Tech." So I went on Twitter,
Mhm.
was checking them out, and just like was commenting on stuff here and there. And then eventually started having a conversation about a PC. And so he had me send him in, fill out an application where he asked, yeah, or I had to send in proof of being disabled. And he just asked me, like, what's your favorite colors? Like, what's your favorite games,
Nice.
movies, anime, and songs, like all kinds of shit. And so he took that list of things I liked and was like, all right, well, I'm going to make you this kind of PC. And what he did was a Gears of War Crimson Omen.
Oh,
but
that's
instead,
awesome.
but instead of it being the actual Crimson Omen, he did a silver Crimson Omen.
God,
And
that's
then
so
on the
pretty.
on this big on the side is all glass, and then that, and on the front is glass, and it has the Lancer. And so
Oh my,
and it
dude,
just
that's awesome.
and it just pulses blue. And I'm just like, ah, I love this thing.
That's
It's
so
crazy.
pretty, man. Yeah, he
But
does amazing work. So a couple people in the chat. So I
he
want to
does
thank
insane.
Pink Phoenix for the 2 months of subscribing. That's awesome. Maxlot. Yep, I hear you, brother. Texas should have a better VA facility. 80s kid said they say it was hard on some of us when we separate. It really was hard on me. I went from running a platoon to watching babies. Yeah, I'm the same way too, man. You can't. I catch myself throwing a knife hand at my kids, and my kids are like, "What? What's that?" Um, Max Lott said it was hard on me too because I'm retired. Wait, application for what floor? Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I think it's a commonality, right? I think that a lot of times the separation's hard, but it's one of those things where. So let's get back to the gaming PC. Sorry, I kind of go everywhere.
No, you're fine. No, and to your point about knife hand, my brother, he was infantry for 9.5 years, and so me and him both do knife hand.
Yeah.
And he's like, because he does like fences and stuff, and he'll be telling his employees like, you need to go do this, and he'll catch himself, and he's like, could you please do this?
So yeah.
He's like, nothing makes you feel like a bigger douche than when you catch yourself doing it and you're like,
That was the hardest thing for me when I got in the military too, was like the way that you talk to people is drastically different. You can't be like, hey, why don't you just do this? Like, why do I have to sit there and convince you it's a good idea? Just do it. And save me the 20 minutes or the 2 hours or the 2 weeks to get you to do it. When it'll take you 5 minutes to just freaking do it.
Oh, it's so hard when you tell somebody like, hey, could you do this? And they're like, well, why?
Because I said
just
so.
Fucking do it. Maybe don't ask me 45 questions about the before. If I'm asking you to do it, I've already done all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So yes, just do it.
It's hard too. Like when it comes to relationships, like I find myself kind of like just be like, just go do this. Well, why? Why can't I do it that way? Okay, go do it that way. I don't care. It doesn't work out. I know it doesn't work out. Just go do it the way I said to do it. It's easier. But
Yeah.
it's challenging, but yeah. So what? So I guess, are you a big Gears of War fan? Is that why? Or
I played Gears 3 for 5 years at a very high level.
holy cow!
Yeah.
Wow, man.
I love that game.
Yeah,
I guess it's Cole. I guess it's Cole's my boy. Cole Train runs a whole grain.
It's actually got a good storyline to it.
Oh, phenomenal.
Yeah, it's crazy how I think Gears of War was one of the first ones that kind of combined that with a great storyline. The first person shooter aspect. So.
Well, it's, I've never thought about it before, but I thought about it just now as, because you have all these, like Call of Duty and all these games like this, whereas, people die.
Yep.
Like, Soap, all these people, but Gears of War made it such an intense brotherhood. And I just thought about this, but so if you haven't played Gears 3, I'm apologizing for this insane spoiler, but it was so good. But when Dom decides to sacrifice himself to save everyone else, that brotherhood, it was just so good. And then at the end, where Marcus Phoenix stabs the queen with his knife, it was just like brought it back to. I was so good. Sorry. Don't mind me while I gush over a fucking 10-year-old game.
It's relatable, right? It's a lot about that. There's certain games that do stick to the military aspects, but I think that hits on the fact of the brotherhood in the military. And I think that's for me, that when I saw it, I was like, damn. I was like, that's the ultimate sacrifice for your battles. But yeah, that was I remember that too when you started talking about it. I was like, oh yeah, it's been a while since I played Gears 3, but that's crazy, man.
Do you know why Dom died?
No.
So, leading up to Gears 3, there was a huge vote on whether or not Clayton Carmine was going to die or not. And the community voted to let him live. And because he lived, Dom died. Which I hate. I wish he would have died, but it made it so much better.
Yeah.
It made the story so much better.
So that kind of ties into the next thing, is like how have you found, getting this gaming PC or just gaming in general, how you've kind of gone back to finding your people, finding your community, and being around other veterans and just going back to that same camaraderie.
So there was a while where the PC I had kind of just fell apart. It's like 10 years old. But so those 3 months, it was just pretty much solitary. And like some of my buddies I met while streaming who were military, they would check in on me, and some other friends, they would check in on me like, hey, how you doing? Because they knew about everything that was going on between me and my wife. And so they were just making sure I was all right. And so then coming back and being able to game with them and start streaming again and everything like that, just kind of have a sense of normalcy again, like is indescribable. To have an outlet, which so many people are like, oh, games, it's so nerdy, but like gaming has literally saved my life.
Yeah.
Because when I was 11, there was a game called Jet Moto X. I don't know if you remember it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So it came out. My dad bought it for me. I'd been wanting it so bad. my mom, they were divorced. So my mom calls and is like, "Do you want to go on the lake on the jet ski with us?" I was like, I'm feeling sick because I wanted to play this game. That night on that jet ski, she got killed by some drunk people who were on a boat.
This was your mom?
And I would have, yeah.
Holy
and
shit.
so I would have absolutely been on that jet ski because I love jet skis.
Wow.
And what's Jet Moto X?
Yeah.
It's
wow.
kind of like it's like a hover jet ski game.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then the coming out of paralysis, playing on my phone, doing the VR, doing the streaming. Like gaming's a huge part of my life. I've started a leg tattoo, a full leg sock. I've got Crash Bandicoot, Zelda, and Banjo Kazooie so far. So like
that's awesome.
You know,
that's wow. That's crazy. Like
wild.
That yeah. and I think I think what you mentioned earlier, minus that wow. I don't even. Yeah. So that's crazy, man. And it's for me. I've always been a very, believe it or not, I'm actually an introverted child or introverted person. What you call an extrovert now.
Perfect profession for you.
Well, yeah, but it gets me out of my shell, and this fills my cup. Like this, actually, like talking to other veterans and talking about community, and just hearing stories, and hearing how it's the small things that people do or that is done to help getting somebody out of a lonely state back into a community, and feel appreciated and feel welcomed, and that's the whole thing. But for me, I've been playing video games since I was like 5 or and I'm older. I just turned 38 this year, so that's a long time to be gaming. But it's always been what'd you say?
I'm 33. I've been playing for 30 years. You're playing over 30 years. So.
Yeah, it's been it's been a solitude. It's just a way for me to escape things. And when I got out of the military, and you kind of mentioned this earlier about the loneliness aspect of when you were it's 3 months where you weren't really doing anything and talking to people and stuff like that. And it's the loneliness that I think is the challenge that kills people. Because when I start feeling lonely, I start feeling like nobody's gonna ever relate to me. Nobody understands where I'm coming from. Nobody understands my disabilities. Nobody understands like how hard it is sometimes to get out of bed. Because I have PTSD, which is with a side of anxiety, which is always fun, and a TBI, and also a back injury. So it's one of those things where for me now, I can hop on video games and be around my brothers and sisters and play games, and that's all that matters, just the game. And if I'm having a hard day, we can talk about hard subjects. Right? Like I feel lonely because, right? Or my anxiety's out of the roof because this past week was a little difficult for me because not your rib story. My rib story is a lot funnier and it's stupid, right? So I do yoga, and when they tell you not to stretch too far, they're not fucking kidding. So I literally I displaced a rib. And so I was in a little bit of pain on Monday and Tuesday. And for me, like I start having these automatic negative thoughts. They're called ants. And it kind of goes to, oh shit, I have COVID, I have respiratory issues, shit like that. And being able to talk to other people in the veteran community about stuff like this and get it through and go, yeah, I understand where you're coming from and feel bad, but it's one of those things where it's nice to have, and it's nice to not feel lonely. And that's the biggest thing. So yeah, man, it's
put a value on that, just having someone to lean on.
Yeah. And that's where being in a gaming community and the good stuff that Woundor Project is doing with the Discord server, Shellback's doing with giving computers and devices out to play the games. I don't think you can comment this, but for me, I don't think they fully understand what they're actually doing. It's just not hardware. It's just not a chat area. It's a
no way. There's no way Travis understands. There's no way.
It's hope.
Like you can see the smile that puts on his face. but there's no way that he understands like how big,
Yeah.
you know.
And that's why I think it's important for people to understand that especially the helpers that want to see us strive. They want to see us get back together in our tribe, and do amazing things. And I don't know. What do you think?
I think that there's there's a lot of different veteran organizations that are trying to give back and take care of veterans that fall through the cracks. And they, people talk about them all the time, like support the troops and everything. But then you have like these organizations that are actually doing things that are bigger than buying a little ribbon and putting it on their back glass.
Mm-hmm.
And they're actually making legitimate changes in people's lives. And a lot of that goes unnoticed, I feel like. But without him, without Travis, I wouldn't have this PC. I wouldn't have a way to stream, which gives me, like, I don't have a ton of people watching, but it's a way that I can, like, I focus, I'm gaming, I talk to people here and there, and people that come in, try to brighten their day a little bit if I can. If they're having a hard day, like, try to relate to them. So I wouldn't have that without Travis. I wouldn't have a way to. I'm learning graphic design, and so I wouldn't be able to do that. There's all kinds of stuff, and I think that just putting that little beginning block and gives people a way to build towards something that they wouldn't have been able to do. And that's just with him. Like, that's not even mentioning like Gary Sinise with what he does. Like, there was one of my sergeants who got blown up by IED. The Gary Sinise Foundation actually built him a smart home because he lost both of his legs both of his legs and an arm. Built him a smart home so he would be able to still function in a normal life. So there's all kinds of, like, from small things, I don't necessarily agree with everything they say, because I'm not conservative or liberal. I'm centrist. But have you ever heard of Code of Vets on Twitter?
I have not. No.
Okay, so Code of Vets, they raise money constantly to support veterans, and they do amazing work.
Yeah.
Constantly, like, they help veterans, like $300 they'll raise so somebody can feed themselves. They'll raise $5,000 to help somebody get into like a new apartment, and so they have the first, last, and deposit. Like, it just varies. And like I said, they're like super pro Trump, and I'm not, but But
that's the thing, right?
I don't agree with everything they say, but the shit they're doing is indisputably amazing.
Yeah, I'm the same way too, right? I just believe I don't really follow either party line. It's a matter of I look for the people who are helpers, who are helping other people. I don't care what your views are, as long as you're helping somebody else in an impactful, meaning way. I don't care. I don't care who you vote for. I don't because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who the leaders are. It matters who the people are that support each other within there. So kind of like having a 8-up first sergeant, right? Is that that's why you have the E4 Mafia.
Trickle down effect.
Yeah, but you have the E4 Mafia that kind of alleviates that crap, and then all comes together, get shit done together, right? But so one of the things you talked about is streaming. Now, do you find it therapeutic to just talk?
I do. Like, it's, I don't know how to explain it, but just talk, even though they're like, just like, we're having this conversation, but it's more one-sided, but you have to wait on them to say something and you respond. So a lot of the nuance and the conversation is lost on their side, but being able to talk to them if they're not feeling good, if they are if something awesome happened, you can like celebrate with them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's so you get to share those emotions, and it is therapeutic. It's something to look forward to doing. So a lot of days I'm just like, all right, I don't feel like doing anything. And I'm like, all right, well, it's Monday, I need to stream, or it's Wednesday, I need to stream, whatever.
Yeah.
Because even still, there are days where I'm just like, I don't want to get up, I don't want to do anything, I just want to sit here and chill.
Now, do you work
like,
outside?
Right.
Do you work? But so you do. So I've been putting about the salty veteran T-shirt. So if you guys want to support Justin, he's actually designing T-shirts called the salty veteran. He has some pretty interesting shirts that he shared with me earlier. Something about Chinese symbol looking male and females doing something like they do on Discovery Channel. I don't know. But yeah, man, it's outside of that, do you actually do you have a job or anything like that you do that's like a 9 to 5, or is it just your businesses and streaming? That's awesome.
So I just do the streaming and then the shirt design. That's awesome. It for now.
So it seems to me, would you say that like by having a set schedule for streaming and using it as like a talk therapy gives you a reason to get up in the morning, or gives you a reason to actually do something?
I say that gives me a reason to get up, and then to not crawl back in bed is making these different designs. Like, I'll work on designs and I won't put out the majority of them, but it's just a matter of getting on the program and actually trying to create something. You know what I mean? It's just the matter of doing it, because depression, you just don't want to do shit.
Yeah.
So the one thing about depression is when you don't feel like doing shit, go do shit.
Yeah.
Which is the hardest thing, but it's like the biggest help.
Yeah.
At the same time. And so like telling people, there are people who are like, oh, because like I have a lot of like friends and family on Facebook. They're like, oh, you're so strong, I wish I had your motivation, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not motivated. The fuck are you talking about? I feel like shit every single day.
Yeah.
But it's either roll over and give up on life, or like, all right, let's do this shit, and then just get the ball rolling. And if you can get past that initial little bit, then you can keep going.
Yeah.
But as soon as you give up, like let's say there's a day you stay in bed. Well, then the next day, it makes it that much harder for you to get back out of bed.
True. Yeah.
So, like, no matter what, I try to like just keep it pushing.
Yeah, Maxlot says I can't do stuff when I'm down, when I don't feel like it. Yeah, me neither, man. Like, depression's it's a motherfucker, dude. Like, it's hard to explain too. And so I'm a big Brene Brown fan. I'm not sure if you've heard of her or not, but she talks about shame culture, and how you're either a Viking or you're a loser. And a lot of times when people are depressed and they're like, I just want to lay in bed this morning, right? I don't feel like going anywhere. People kind of shame, like, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you getting out of bed? Stuff like that. And
I'm depressed.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's you'll eventually get out of bed, but you kind of have to do it on your own time, right?
Yeah.
And if you add a little bit of Mel Robbins in there, right? She talks about the 5-second rule. Not the food where you drop it, but it's like, to get motivated, you go, all right, I'm gonna count down from 5. When I get to 1, I'm getting my ass up and getting on the bed, right? She goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and she just gets out of bed, right? It's like a blast off technique.
Right.
And that's the thing. So yeah, it's crazy. Like I find myself using this as kind of like a talk therapy mirror aspect.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, especially back in, we're in August now, right? But back in June during PTSD Awareness Month, yeah, it's August 1st, right? Where the fuck is this? Yeah, where is this year gone to, right? I'm waiting for the aliens to show up.
The first half of the year was a really long decade.
Yes. So it's funny because somebody posted a meme about a dragon. They're like, if you woke up and saw this first thing in the morning, what's your response? Would be like, I didn't really expect dragons in 2020, but hey, why not?
Makes sense.
Yeah, but it's oh, I lost my train of thought, man. But it's
I was gonna say my friend posted a meme. It said, if 2020 was a massage, it would be a fundal massage. Just like, oh my god,
it'd be a what massage?
a fundal massage.
What is that for? Because I have no idea.
So it's like so I had it explained to me, and I didn't know what it was, and I'm probably gonna fuck this up, but it's something like when you're hemorrhaging, when a woman's pregnant and she's hemorrhaging, or she had the baby and she's hemorrhaging, they have to like massage.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
To, like,
Good to go.
for the
We just
bleeding
leave
and
that right
everything,
there.
and I'm just like, that's the worst massage ever. All right,
I'm glad I'll never experience that, but we'll leave it right there.
me either.
Yeah, but no, it's especially one of the things too. Speaking of 2020 being just a long decade, right? Is that there's a lot of things that have changed the dynamics of how we interact, and I think it's for the good, right? So I always try to find the good in shit. And I think one of the unintended consequences of the COVID-19 virus is we now become more virtual, which is awesome for people who suffer from PTSD and depression, anxiety, because of the fact of that, there are some veterans out there who don't necessarily want to leave their house because they're always on constant guard. They're on high alert all the time. It's just simpler to stay at the house. Where now, with Discord and gaming, you now can build friendships through that, right?
Yeah.
Can you think of somebody who you played with, or you were like, if I would go anywhere with this person, or I have no problem going out, or
Um,
made new friends that you didn't think you'd make?
since all this, yeah. One of my buddies, he was a Marine. I ain't gonna hold that against him.
Just send him crayons for his birthday. He'll be okay.
He was also Army. I told him I was gonna buy him a glue milkshake. He'll be all right. But I actually met him because of Shellback, and he and I were co-streaming a lot. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, there for a while until my PC crapped out. And honestly, want to get back to doing that again. But he's very aggressive kind of person, like intense, not aggressive, but intense person, because of PTSD and stuff like that. And so I think that everything like this, where it's more web based, is good for him. Although I do know it drives him insane. So, but I think that all this has been really good, good and bad for him. Yeah. But he's somebody, and he's actually from here in South. He's from the same town I live in, but he lives in Illinois, and he always talks about coming back here. I'm like, come back here, man. Got a buffet of crayons for you. just
That's
just
awesome,
always
man.
talking shit to each other.
But do you see him? Do you see him opening up more about his PTSD?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. But I don't know if that's because of all this or not. But since all of this, he started trying to do merch designs, and he wants to create. He wants to have a Discord that's focused for veterans who, they can just come talk and get rid of stress and like have someone that they can relate to, and be there. He wants to have a veteran focused organization that's, it's called Veterans Life, and he started that. I want to say it was in February. I'm so bad with dates. Yeah, I told you.
I don't know either.
My memory. I was lucky that I remembered this yesterday.
Yeah,
I don't know how I did,
awesome,
but I was like, hey, I'm gonna message him. Like, I'm as shocked as anybody about this right now.
That's good though. I mean, it's good because I think it was because you were excited. You wanted to come and talk. So that's why you started remembering. True. Yeah. So and that's good too, because creating these connections with people in a virtual environment, it makes it easier for people to open up. Um, like, would we ever have this conversation if we ever met up on like a Odyssey or in person?
I'm pretty fucking open though, so.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
But probably likely no.
Yeah.
And the other thing with doing something like this is you so not only do we have service that we have that in common, but we have gaming in common, streaming in common. So you already have a foundation of things in common. So it's much easier to open up to someone who you have a lot in common with out the gate. So that is something that this has all done. So you can communicate with people who you instantly you have a connection because you have a lot of shared interests with. Yeah. It's a lot easier to open up to someone. You feel like you've known them forever.
Yeah, it's all about finding your people. It's about finding that tribe again. It's understanding who you are and understanding who you're looking for, talk to people and stuff like that. So that's awesome, man. But yeah. So tell me more about what games are you playing now? Are you still playing Gears 3? Because if you are, I might have to send you a game code for another one. I'm just saying.
No, I haven't played that in quite a while. I've been playing Valorant. I downloaded League of Legends, which I had never played it. I used to play Smite a lot, way too much. But League of Legends is top down, so that was really weird. Getting used to not moving, and you have to click to move. It's really weird. But I downloaded Destroy All Humans today. That should be pretty good.
So hang on real quick. So I gotta interrupt you. So another veteran of mine made a suggestion that for my reward system, I should put a fucking tutu on my head for 20 minutes. So guess who just?
You should do what?
I have to put a tutu on my head for 20 minutes.
Get to it.
Yeah, I have to do it, man. Hang on, let me get it.
This is gonna be wildly distracting.
So here's the story, right? So Sergeant Sirius was the first one to cash it in. Thanks, Sergeant Sirius. I appreciate it. So he's like, you should wear what's it called? Hair, whatever. And I was like, well, I don't have one. Wear a wig. And I was like, I don't have one. He's like, what do you have? I was like, well, let me look around. I call my wife down, and she goes, well, we don't have a wig, but we have your daughter's tutu. My 6-year-old daughter's tutu. This is gonna be entertaining. Hope you guys are happy. 80s kids starting series.
I feel like you're gonna start marching along the line of India and fucking what you call it? God.
You must.
It's like the Kashmir line, whatever.
Well, the nickname I put this on is Chief, who is pretty, who's purdy.
Purdy.
Put the glasses on at least. It's somebody saying where? Oh no, not doing that. Nope, no Max Lot. That would be a large donation. I would do that, but a large donation, I'll probably get. Somebody said. So he said. Max Lot said I should wear a G-string. I don't think anybody wants to see that. A thong. Wear pasties. Nah. Put glasses back on at least. Oh, hang on. Let me get my So I'm part of the Stream to Serve squad.
Which terms of service on the men wearing pasties, huh?
I don't know. Max Slot's weird to start with. God love him though, but he's weird. He was like that weird guy in the unit who was like, I bet you $20 to go do this. And he always found like that one dumbass private that did it and just kind of stuck with him to see what else crazy shit he would do. So let me put on my my glasses that I got from Swami. There we go. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Just gorgeous.
So pretty.
You look like the dude, but in a fucked up
the dude who
ultimate reality.
So,
the dude abides and wears tutus on his head.
The funny thing is, I honestly think that Sergeant Sirius is actually taking screenshots right now of this. So yeah.
Oh, those shits are going on Twitter.
I'm okay with that. Hey, you know what? I'm okay to get people in this stream to talk about veterans issues, donate to nonprofits. I'll do pretty much anything. And Mike Dignity went out the window like 15 years ago when I was in the military. That was the guy that would. I was the one that would make people laugh, right? So like running around and so so I think I've told the story before, but I don't think you heard it. So one of my buddies got a G string in from his girlfriend at the time we were deployed, and they're all joking around like somebody should wear it. Somebody should wear it. I was like, give it here. So I slapped that thing on, man. Ran around the connexes we were living in for a good 20 minutes. First sergeant comes out, he's like, "What the are you doing?" Like, "Hi, top." Just take off running. He's like, "I'll just pretend I didn't see that." The next morning, him and the CEO go, "So there was somebody running around in a G string. Was that any of you guys?" I'm just like, "Maybe." He's like,
"Nah, I didn't even see it.
Yeah,
didn't even hear about it."
Well, I have a tendency not to lie either too. And he's like, "Well, was it funny?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." It was hilarious. He's like, "It was good for laughs." So, but yeah, anything for
it was
donation.
Morale building.
Yeah, man. So I apologize. So before this happened,
Let's have some extremely serious, deep conversation right now.
Okay, so I can't, man. It's crazy. I don't know, but
it all started when I was 5 years old.
I like wearing pretty headbands. It was nice. Now at the age of 38, I'm wearing my daughter's tutus on my head. No, but man, it's yeah, it's so. What games are you playing?
Valorant, League of Legends.
Oh, nice.
I've been trying to get better at Valorant, but it's the mouse and keyboard. After playing on console until June, I played on controllers, so it's a learning curve, and I get clapped a lot, and I get raged at even more. People are like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" No, I'm not kidding.
I always find it funny when
my
the kids
sister
yell
can
at
play
me.
better. Like, your sister can probably feel her hands.
And then they're like, "What?"
Yeah.
Now, do you have do you have specialized? Do you use a keyboard or you specialized?
I just use a mouse and keyboard, so I can move everything fine, but from here up, not a feeling.
Really?
Nothing. Yep. So I used to play. I was actually recruited to play Rocket League at the University of South Carolina before I got sick, and I was supposed to go this month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Holy shit. But I was supposed to go to be on the esports team. Well, all this happened, and then I had to talk to the coach, and he's like, "Is there going to be a chance of recovery?" And I started getting my feeling back and everything. I was like, "Possibly." And then the feeling never came back, so I went back and played against the team and everything. Nah, not good.
No.
So,
oh man.
Then with that, be like that.
Now, what if there's a way that you could maybe modify your keyboard or modify a keyboard?
Well, I don't think I need to modify the keyboard. It's just a matter of, because I can press all the buttons.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot of times my finger will like drift a little bit, and so when I go to press, it'll be on a different button and nothing happens, and I'm just like, "What the fuck?" and then get killed. Cool.
So I'm new to the. I don't play on a keyboard. I use a controller, right? I don't. My laptop is like got duct tape on it, so I'm waiting to get an upgrade for probably around Christmas time. But is there a way to build like a more mechanical keyboard where if your finger does drift to like the right, like you're talking about, that it still triggers that same key?
I don't think so, because the issue is it's WASD for movement.
Mm-hmm.
It's done. All right, I'll get in a little bit. So it's WASD for movement. Yeah, my cousin made chicken. He wrapped it in bacon.
Ooh,
and
nice.
Made it, like battered it with like teriyaki, and oh god, it's so good.
Oh, that's good.
So WASD is how you move forward, down, left, right. But then, like on the W, my finger will move either left or right, and it'll end up on the Q or the E. And I can't feel that it has moved. So when I go to press to move forward, nothing happens because it's on a different button now.
But but for the Q and the R, or Q and the E, do you need those for anything else?
Yeah, they're used for like different abilities or something. So like I'll do random shit, like it'll cast out abilities, and I'm like, oh, dead.
I'm trying so my
it's all right.
I've been around engineers a long time, so I kind of think about stuff in a weird way. So I wonder if creating a deeper key for you to keep your finger from moving. So like kind of like more like a cup.
Yeah.
Maybe that because I know a couple people have 3D printers that would be interested. Like if it's just where like if you can keep your finger like in the little spot, so no matter what, if you push down, it won't, or if it monitors, it won't move at all.
Right.
Do you think something like that would work?
Potentially.
Okay.
I'd give it the old college try.
Okay. Because I'll reach out. So a buddy of mine at work, he's really into mechanical keyboards. Like he literally has like a $500 mechanical keyboard. He's single, no kids, as a developer. So yeah. But I'll ask.
I'm about to be single. I got Jordans. Jordans are my new
Ooh,
thing
your
I can finally
sneakerhead.
get again.
Nice.
Oh
man.
God, yes. I have a pair of watermelon Mamba Curios. I got them. It was, I think it was November of last year, and then Kobe died this year. And I, just out of curiosity, I went on there, and they're like, because I bought them for $80, and now they're worth like $600. And I'm like, no, never selling those.
Yeah, no, they'll be worth more. I mean, they'll sadly they'll increase in price, but
I will never sell them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I have. Well, he's my favorite player. I have a Derek Jeter rookie card that's worth like, I don't know, a lot. But I wouldn't sell it either.
Call Gary
favorite
V.
Player.
Get him to make a deal with you. You know who Gary V is?
Best I can do is $6.
No, you'd be like, man, the best. I'd be like, here's final offer, $100,000. See if he takes it. Just toss it out there. But
yeah. Speaking of, did you hear about LeBron James rookie card? It sold for over $1 million.
Oh, was it a PSA 10? Is that what it was?
I don't know. It had to be a 10 rating though.
Yeah, it had to. Yeah.
Had to be. It had to be a 10 rating, and it had to be a rare print. Like, there's no way that it wasn't.
That's yeah.
Over $1 million for a rookie card. Someone currently playing and alive. Like, that's ridiculous.
He's done a lot though. Like he's in a couple movies, and I don't know.
I don't care. It ain't like it's a Michael Jordan rookie.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I think the richer have a lot more money now because the stock market kind of went out, and they kind of jumped in when it went out, and it went way back up. So now they have a lot of play money. But that's just my, my I don't know. But yeah, man, that's crazy. I took the 2-2 off. Max Lot's mad. Too bad. So let's see. So Shellback Tech is here.
What's going on, Travis?
Yeah. If you could tell Travis one thing about the computer and how much it's helped you, what would you say?
It's amazing. I love you long time. Seriously, this thing's awesome. I got no words. I deserve this. There you go. That's for you, Travis. I deserve this.
Nice.
That's an inside joke. I'm not a narcissist asshole, I swear.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, but it's always good stuff. It's always when people do good things. So, yeah, man. It's Gears of War 3 edition with all of it stuff's good work, man.
It is wild.
Somebody said, "Is this the bald beard cool guy club?" Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, and you're definitely welcome, Travis. Just grow that beard out, baby.
Do it, man. Everybody's got to have that COVID-19 beard. Why not?
He's like clean shaven and just gorgeous. I hate him.
He's so pretty.
Stop.
That's crazy, man. But you were talking about how like the streaming aspect, right? It allows you to kind of like talk to people, and you tell more about that.
From all over the place. Like you could. So when you're streaming, you have people from all over the world that's all different walks of life come in, and it's an escape for them. If they're clicking on your channel, it's because they want to be like they want to chill and watch whatever the game is, or either they connect with you. So you have that, and you just talk about what's going on in their life. You give completely unlicensed advice about things that have helped you that could help them, and I don't know, it's just a good way to connect with people. And yeah, it's the strangest thing ever that you can, like, people will come in and watch you play video games and talk with you. And because I remember doing that with like couch co-op,
Mm-hmm.
and now you can do it on the computer. And I watch plenty of content creators and do the same thing, because I go in, I'm like, hey, what's up? You know, like Nerf. Do you know Nerf Rogue?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sounds familiar. Yeah.
So I watch him a good bit, um, and he's really chill, um, and he has, I don't know, you have like really good conversations with people.
Yeah.
So then being able to turn around and do that yourself is really awesome.
That's what it's about. I mean, it's the games and the play is just a bridge to talking to people, right? It's the bridge to
Yeah,
building those relationships and getting to really know people. And there's something called the third wall, or the third barrier, that allows people to open up more. And when they're just simply typing and chatting, I mean, we see it in trolls and Facebook, but in a good way, we see
yeah,
it in our chats, where it's like, people are struggling with stuff, and sometimes they don't want to be seen, but they want to be heard, right? And they want to
right.
be, they want. It's about empathy. It's about somebody who is in the same position, or was in the same position, and helping and understanding that that person got through the same thing I'm getting through right now, or got through what I'm going through right now. That's why, yeah. Some people are saying, I found the stream only because of ACG. Streaming is addictive and expensive. Yeah, yeah,
Extremely.
yeah, man. Um,
I wouldn't have been able to keep doing it if it wasn't for Travis. Like,
that's
honestly,
awesome. Yeah. Again, it's one
like,
of those things
pure and
where
simple.
it's where people like Travis don't quite understand. It's more than just a computer for people, right? It's a way to interact with the community. It's a way to play, but also having conversations, especially given COVID-19, right? Because you'd go out and you do fun things with people, and you play games, and that's how you have fun, right? And it's always that, the endorphins and stuff like that in your head, and you can't do that now. And with video games and streaming, you can now play games and have good conversations. So, I mean, I remember when I was growing up, we play spades all the time, but the
Oh, I
conversations we'd have.
never could play spades.
What? You never learned how to play?
Uh-uh.
And you were in the army? What?
Yeah, I never played spades.
You play dominoes?
I played, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And we used to shoot dice, but there's nothing to that but good luck.
But it's funny because I tell people, I was like, there's three things you learn in the military. First one is dominoes, like, second one's spades, and the other one's video games. Right? You're always, whatever the weirdest game is out there. Like, so this is how we had Halo, like the old Xbox.
Oh yeah,
we used to have LAN parties. Like, we used to literally have we were attached to an Air Force unit that was mostly IT, so we'd go and steal one of their routers and do like a giant LAN party. So we had 16 people playing at one time, but it was just fun. It was just shit talking to each other. It was good camaraderie. And
jumping on each other with a pistol.
oh yeah, yeah, or a rocket.
Oh god.
80s kid says, I know Travis does the computers and shit. Is there anyone that does capture cars and desks and chairs? I don't know, man. That's a good question. I think, yeah, I think there's a lot of
The recipients were receiving chairs and desks from Arazi,
Arazi.
but
Okay.
because of all the COVID shit and everything, I know that they had to stop like right before I got mine. But I think since then, I'm pretty sure I saw Travis said that they're now able to start sending them with recipients again. But I'm not sure.
So wait a minute, so he would give the whole package, like desk,
Oh,
chair, computer.
desk, desk, chair, computer, monitor, mouse, keyboard, and headset.
At absolutely no cost to you.
Fucking crazy.
That's wow. I didn't know that. Because I've only known about Shellback for maybe 2 months or something like that. That's wow.
Certified as a nonprofit in February of this year,
That's
and he had
crazy.
been doing it for 11. He got certified, but he got backdated. I think he said 11 months because he had been going through the process of trying to get that the whole time.
Oh wow.
So
That's
pretty cool.
amazing stuff, man. Oh man. Wow. That's crazy. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up a little bit. We're about an hour or
Yeah,
so.
I was about to say,
You gotta go
I
get
gotta
some
get
good
out of
food
here.
in you. So if there's
Yeah.
one thing that you could tell other veterans that are on the stream or other veterans who may see this on YouTube, what's your best advice for them?
As hard as it is to reach out to your brothers and sisters in times of need, because you're not a burden. So don't ever feel like you are, and to just take it a day at a time. Don't think, a month or a year down the road. Just take it one day at a time and try to make each day better than the last. Uh, that's all you can really do, and just progress each day. And it's extremely hard. It's extremely fucking hard, but you can do it. And you do have people who care about you that will support you the entire way. And never forget that.
That's awesome, man. Hey Justin, I thank you for your time, brother. Um, keep in touch, man. I'll be on your stream.
All right, man.
So if you guys want to support Justin, you can hop on his stream. All you guys who aren't following him, shame on you. Go over and follow his channel. Check him out.
XX Honto XX.
Yep, I got you covered. It's all in the chat. If you guys are
Oh,
looking
okay.
for funny military veteran shirts or military shirts as well, visit his website at thesaltyveteran.com. Check out some of his shirts. I'm gonna go over. I think I'm gonna buy one just to get one that's nice and raunchy and just wear it for my wife so I can piss her off. Just see what happens. But yeah.
I did make some masks that has my Salty Vet logo on it, like right down here.
Nice.
And then it says sit here.
I think I saw that and I was wondering what that was. I was like, that's pretty smart. His channel is here you go, 80s kid. There you go. There's a link to his channel. But hey Justin, man, thanks for your time, brother. I appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you,
man.
in the Discord chat. If you need anything, feel free to reach out. Give me a holler. I'm here to support as much as I possibly can, and you hit it right on the nose, man. It's to make sure that no other veteran feels they're alone, and they're never a burden. We're all going through some shit at some time, and it's okay not to be okay, but it is not okay to not reach out to somebody else. That's the biggest thing.
Right.
But yeah, man, thanks a lot, brother. I appreciate it.
Keep having me on.
Yeah, hey, thanks for coming, man. But all right, brother, have a good one. I'm gonna go to a
Take it
quick
easy.
break.
Peace.
That was pretty awesome. Justin's a great dude, man. Him and I talked before. He's an amazing, amazing guy. All this, it seems like he is as much stuff has happened in his life, even during military, post military, pre military. He's found a way to find his people, which is us. That's awesome. Um, so Max Last, so Shellback is a nonprofit that provides computers and I guess desks and chairs and complete setup to disabled veterans. They have a nomination part of it. And then, from what I understand, is Travis reached out to the disabled veteran independently, and he figures out what what their interests are, what type of computer they're looking for, or not computer looking for, but what their interests are, and then he designs it around it. I'm going to drop their disc if I can. I'll drop their Discord in. Check them out. Is that the right one? Hopefully, it doesn't kill me for doing this. There's a Discord for Shellback Tech. You can also find him on Twitter as well. Let me grab that real quick. Yeah, he's a. When I understand, he's a great guy. Hey, I already saw you just join, man. He literally like all of his everything he builds is a work of art. He posted one. I think it's like the Captain America one. It's a crazy looking design. He found water coolers that had it. It's pretty awesome, man. Here's a link for them on Twitter. Yeah, it's definitely good. And for me, I think I'm gonna make this an every Saturday night. I think I'll bring on Max Black because he mentioned that he wanted to talk. But this channel is about building community. I am a member of the Wounded War Project, served the stream squad. It's my honor to be in that, be considered part of that squad. And I think it's my duty to make sure that, you know, veterans have an outlet to go to talk to people, especially people who've been in that pit before and easily and got out of it. That can easily jump back in and say, look, man, look, brother, sister, I was in the same hole you were 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. We're going to get out of this thing together and we're going to make it through. And that's what my channel is about. And then meeting Justin and talking to him. Max last said, oh man, I have such a messed up but beautiful story that is nuts. I need lots of beers. You know what? Hey, let's do next Saturday night. You and I, Max, we'll chat, man, if you're available. I'll hit you up on Discord and work it out. But again, man, this is what my channel is about. This is who I'm about. This is what I want to do. It's important for veterans to know they're not alone. And for me, I was alone for, I got out in 2009, and it wasn't until a couple months ago, 6, 7, 8 months ago, is when I got heavily actively involved with my community of veterans and disabled veterans. And it's life changing. Just I look forward to streaming. I look forward to playing with my brothers and sisters. Even if I do have to carry Max a lot when we play Call of Duty, had to toss it in there, brother. But it's fun to just take that filter off that I have to use in everyday life. We kind of talked about that earlier about the knife hand and stuff like that. But it's always it's always good to know that there's other people out there, or for me to know that the time that I felt alone, the time that I felt struggles on my own, that I didn't have to. It's just with I am a strong believer that life gives you what you need, not what you want. And this is a case where life gave me this community, gave me these Discord channels, gave me my fellow brothers and sisters to talk to build relationships, to if I'm having a crappy day, I know I can just hop on and be like, man, today's just crap. And then knowing that somebody will answer that, and for me, it's important to be there for other veterans as well. I'm gonna reach out to you about Wounded Warrior. Yep, Gotcha. They're 80s kid. I think we're on a couple Discord channels together, so feel free to hit me up in Discord. Um, but yeah, but I mean, speaking of Woundwear Project, they're doing a fantastic job right now. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sugarcoat. They did have some problems before. They're under new leadership, and their new leadership is amazing. Um, we had a roundtable with Mike and with Jen, the CEO and CPO, and they're full steam ahead on this thing. They're starting. One of the things I told them was that you know my generation, our generation, we don't really use VFWs. We don't have the time. We don't have the we just don't have the time to go to a bar. We don't necessarily want to go to a bar anyways where it's smoke filled and booze filled, and there's no real community center for us. There's nowhere to be around like people. And these Discord servers streaming, this is our VFW. This is our communal place. And it needs to grow. And it's an amazing thing. So, but yeah, their WWP is definitely doing an amazing job. They one of the things they did when COVID first happened is they actually they provided $1,000 grants to 11,000 WDP alumni in need. I was one of them. Had a little trouble paying a couple bills, so I wasn't sure when I was going to get paid or if I got paid. And they provided me with one. So if I'm not good on math and all, but $1,000 times 11,000 WDP alumni, that's $11 million they donated out to provide COVID relief. So it just says a lot that they're not only are they adapting to this current situation, they're doing an amazing job at it, and it's seamless to us, being WP alumni. They're starting to beef up in areas they need to. They've seen a huge increase in WDP Talk, which is their program where if you donate to them, it's $19 provides a safe voice on the line, which is huge. Especially people are having a hard time with that. And a $25 donation helps with career counseling. That's a big thing too, is finding a job. Not only that too, but I touched on this before, but a lot of veterans are, with PTSD, may not want to leave their house. Right now is a very challenging time, and unemployment's astronomically high because of everything that's going on. But they're out there, they're literally opening up doors for veterans. This past week, they had a 3-day symposium of virtual interviews with a whole slew of companies. So they're doing amazing things, and they're definitely adapting to the times to provide what we need. It's probably one of the best, largest organizations out there that deals with the post 9/11 veteran. They've definitely been impactful for me. I wouldn't be streaming right now if it wasn't for their Discord channel. I definitely wouldn't be on there when it comes to famous. No. But yeah, it's all good stuff, man. And then there's other nonprofits that are kind of shit like Shellback, where they come out and they've been doing this for a year and a half, almost 2 years now, I think, and it's amazing things. And I'm a strong believer in there's nonprofits who talk, and there's nonprofits who do what they say they're gonna do. Max, I just posted in there. You can tell them that I just saw we're in stream. You can tag me too and say I need some more information about I want to help or whatever you need from them, and they're pretty reactive on there. Just make sure you tag them in your post, and they'll definitely help you out. Yeah, man. Yeah, dude, it's amazing. Yeah, and it's awesome. And I mean, for me, on Discord, yeah, on Discord, I saw you're part of their Discord chat. So if you go into the general and just tag them in there, just put I saw him for audience and I want more information. I want to talk, and he'll reach out to you. He's very responsive, very very awesome dude. Very the military is something called selfless service, and he's one of those people that is definitely that. Yeah, it's crazy how my generation's I found Shellback on YouTube through Paul's hardware. Yeah, they're on YouTube as well. 80 Skate. I'll post a link for it. Yeah. Yeah, they're it's all good stuff, man. And I think of all the things with COVID-19 being shit, I think one of the unintended consequences is the fact of that, we now have time to to get online, build this community, and just see what see what happens. I've been looking for giveaways in Facebook Marketplace. I hate asking for what. 80s kid, what do you need? What are you looking for? 80s kid just said I've been looking for giveaways in Facebook Marketplace. Hey Asher says, yeah, dude, I follow him and I'm on the Discord. Awesome. What are you looking for? 80s kid. Mm. Yeah, it's crazy, man. You're asking for stuff too, but if you're a vet, reach out. Yeah, that's the thing, right? It's I broke my chair. Okay. Um, for sure. Okay. Yeah. I'll reach out and see if I can tap in some of my resources. I'm just trying to get a free room, but it doesn't hold me up. I'm a big dude. Oh, okay. Yeah, me too, man. Um, is it? Yeah, secret. Yeah, this I drive. I have the RC RX Racing Big Boy Edition. Um, let me I'll put out my feelers and see if. Hey, me too. Well, I'm bigger than that, but I'm in a 240 club too. I just need one that supports 300 plus. Okay, I'll keep an eye out. I will look for some resources. I'll post out to see if anybody might have something or know of somebody with discounts. You know what I would do too is I would so what I've done is become very bold, and I've started like reaching out to companies and be like, hey, I'm a disabled veteran, and I'm looking for help other veterans and stuff like that. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll try to find something for you, man. Um, yeah, man. Yeah, it was a pretty good show. But hey, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I think I'm gonna call it. They love giving away stuff. Absolutely, reach out. Yeah, reach out to companies because another thing too with companies is that they're looking for PR. A lot of their giveaways is through marketing. I'll let you guys under the hood a little bit, right? So a lot of their giveaways is through marketing, and there's always a marketing behind it. If you're willing to be like put a video together or pictures or something like that, they're more likely to help you with a discount or something of that nature. Just because uh, it makes sense. But definitely just reach out. What's the worst they say is no. Like that's one of the things that I've always up until a couple months is having a problem with no is I've always been scared to ask the questions because I didn't want to feel like um I was asking for free stuff. Um, Now it's like yeah, I was like I'll do whatever. I'll put videos together for you. I'll even do like a product thing on there. I was a recruiter. No is my favorite word. Yeah. You actually got to know or just a click. But yeah, um, yeah. I mean, and that's one of the reasons why I stream too is because this allows me to be that bold person, where I don't have to worry, have to be. I let fear drive a lot of stuff. No is a word. I let fear drive a lot of what I did, and this allows me to do anything because to me, I I want to grow this community, but in a sense that you know if something happens, something happens, right? If somebody gets mad at me or whatever, I'm like, okay, thanks and have a good day. Like, perfect example. So when I first started streaming, when I was trying to make affiliate, I would literally go. I was in like 70 discords. I just went crazy, and I would literally post going live in every single one of them. And I got an email from somebody or a Discord messenger like, hey, if you need to stop, spamming us. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, if you actually want to be a part of the community, you need to like start interacting with folks. And I'm like, you know what, you're 100% right. I was like, I need to start interacting with folks. Okay, right. And it's funny because that wasn't really my whole. When I first started streaming, it was about getting out there. It was about, yeah, I'm fucked for a year because I owe the VAs. Oh man. Hey 80s. Hey 80s kid, have you reached out to WWP alumni? Because if you are having a hard time paying back the VA, they can waive that shit. Not WWP, the VA can actually waive it. I'm not sure. Yeah, if you post 9/11, man, you need to join WWP and you need to call their resource center and you need to ask for help with assistance because they can. There's ways to get out of owing that much money. So yeah. Oh, here comes my lovely bride with the puggles. Hang on, I got a special guest for you. Come here, Sniss a lot. Here. Come here. Come here. Hi. Oh, I gave you a pug. What did it say? You want to talk? You talking to him? Say hi. This is the 24/7 pug channel. All right, go back to your mama. Yeah, Max Lottie, she is cuter than I am, I know. But at least I don't poop on the floor. She does a lot now. She's old. She's 11 years old this month, so she's our special child. Hey Rudy, don't poop on my floor, okay? Yeah, yeah. But yeah, hey, 80s kid, man. I call bullshit on you not pooping on the. Hey, I haven't pooped on the floor for like a good 15 years, and involved. That's one of the reasons why I stopped drinking too. It was a bear story. My wife.
You were potty trained.
I was potty trained, but when you drink so much, you just kind of. All right, kid. Hey, make sure you reach out to WWP. I'll give you. Let me give me 1 second. I'll give you their resource number. Let's see. There's two. So there's the resource center information. Give them a call, man. I mean, there's got to be a way around it. You shouldn't have to pay all that money back. But yeah, man, that's crazy. But it's stuff like this where it's talking to other veterans that passing along this information that there is a form that you can get a debt waiver from the VA, especially right now given the times with COVID-19. I have a feeling if you go down that path, they'll probably waive whatever else you owe, especially since it's going to be a huge hardship. There may be some other things along with it, but I would definitely give the resource center a call on Monday morning at 9. Join them to be a WP alumni. They also here's a spiel about Woodward Project, right? So Woodward Project, they send out something every Tuesday in my region called the Post. I think it comes out Wednesday, Thursday, depending on whatever regions you're in. But they have all these different events that bring other disabled veterans together, other WP alumni. Right now they're at 100. I think it was 110,000 WP alumni and supporters, which is their spouses or caregivers. So that's a huge number. But the biggest thing is their advocacy for the Hill. in Congress and legislation and stuff like that. I worked on it myself. My wife made too much. Oh, you know what? I'd still reach out to them. They literally they have people who worked for the VA for 20, 30, 40, 20, 30 years that have now become advocacy people for them. And they know their ins and outs of the VA and how to get around things and the right paperwork and stuff to do. But they can also take a look at your rating to figure out why things are like everybody's different. But there's certain commonalities to there. If there's a will, there's a way. And the WWP resource team, their VA benefits team, could definitely help you figure it out. 80s kid, man. So, yeah, definitely. If you guys are a post 9/11 veteran, join WWP alumni. We have enough, but I have no wiggle room. But even so, it's hey, it's worth. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna call the resource center. If you're not a WWP alumni, they're gonna ask you to sign up. Which doesn't take that long. I think they just want you like a DD 214, couple paperwork here and there, and then they'll refer you out to a VA benefits person. And right now, they're getting back to him within a week or so. So in reality, is by this month, you could potentially have extra help or have relief if there's a way to do that. But I would go down a path. And it's going to save you money. Right now with COVID-19 being the way it is and the financial hardships on everybody. I think they'll be more prone to say, you know what, we'll just squash it. That's just mine. I'm not VA work for them or anything, but that's my gut feeling. But yeah, Windward Project's doing a great job right now during COVID-19. They've always done a good job. They've had hiccups, but they're under new leadership for great people. Yeah, man, especially with their new WWP Play initiative. This thing's going to grow exponentially. This online community has become a very amazing thing, and I'm so grateful for all that they do. I don't drink the Kool-Aid, but when the proof's in the pudding and they actually deliver on what they say they're going to do, it really means a lot, especially with all the different veteran service organizations out there. And Shellback is another one too, where I think Travis puts his heart and soul into it, and he builds these amazing computers. Maxwell says I make the WP Kool-Aid. That's why it tastes weird. Kool-Aids. It's always good to, one of the things that I have learned over the time is in times of need, you always look for the helpers. Those that give unconditionally, those who want nothing in return, those who make the difference that they may not realize they're making. And I think that's what's going on right now with like WWP and Shellback is, Justin was like, he doesn't think Travis realizes how impactful that game has been, or that new PC he's gotten. So, but I want to thank you guys for coming to my stream today. Us volunteer warrior leaders go above and beyond to make things happen. Yeah, that's another thing too, is the internal advocacy we have. Community leaders, peer support groups. It's resources upon resources upon resources that are out there to help other veterans. But all right, well, I want to say thanks you guys for tuning in. It's been a great stream. I saw a lot of follows. I saw a lot of Sergeant 80s kid for making me wear the tutu on my head. Sorry I didn't wear it for too long. I was trying to have a good conversation and it was hard to put the tutu on, but anything for a donation, anything to get you guys on here. Sergeant Serious, thanks as well. Eagle Up, thanks for the gift and a tier 1 sub to Max a lot. I appreciate it, man. What else? Pink Phoenix, thanks for the 2-month subscription. That's crazy. You are the first one to do that. You're amazing. Thank you so much. Maxlot said, I didn't see enough tutu. Well, join me tomorrow night and I'll wear the tutu. As long as you got the channel points, which you probably do because you're always on. I'll wear the tutu for 20 minutes or however long, and it'll make you feel better. Because I know if you're on a bad day and seeing some weird, actually, I have one better for you. I actually have a wig. I another one of the female wounded warriors on our Discord page. Her daughter does cosplay, and they help me find a very very beautiful wig. I'll wear one too. I think I'll bust that sucker out so you guys get to see that. But yeah, so yeah, thanks for the awesome stream. You guys have been amazing. I am gonna post the interview on YouTube. I'll probably do it tomorrow or Monday. Feel free to share it out. I will put it on the Shellback Discord page, as well as the Wounded War Project Discord page and a couple other pages I have as well. Good stuff, brother. Yeah, thanks, Max, a lot. All right, guys, it's me signing off. Thanks again for coming by. I will be on tomorrow night at 8 p.m. To do some Call of Duty streaming. Probably joined by Sir Max a lot. As we take on and see if we can get some duo wins as well. But I appreciate you guys coming. Thanks for sticking around, and thanks for hearing the good conversation with Justin. And again, if you guys want to check him out, let me grab his information for you and post it back on there. See. Go. You guys can find Justin on his Twitch page, as well as his business of the Salty Veteran, which is a t-shirt company where he designs them, prints them, and sells them. But thanks again. You guys have been awesome. Have a lovely evening, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks.